You are, yeah. You good? Go on, George. Really? I think you've got a good chance. You've got a good chance. Go on.
Is that ball too low?
There he is. What's the score? What's the score between Clears and me?
You're the first
On the first point. Trust your sorry.
James.
This first one, ain't it?
Yeah. It's just the christening. Cut the rope. Yeah.
Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to the England Media Centre here at KC Parks. Firstly, apologies for the delay in starting later than expected. Still finding the rhythm here. Joined by Jordan Henderson. As ever, usual housekeeping, we'll start with 2 questions per person. Try and get around as many as possible. We may have to revert to 1 per person towards the end, but we'll see how we get on. Rob, when you're ready.
Jordan, nice to see you.
Thanks.
Look, Jude, Bellingham and Morgan Rogers we heard talking the other day, and others, talking about how important you are in this squad. Now, look, I don't want to focus on everything apart from your playing ability on the pitch, so please don't take that as any disrespect, but they were saying that you're the glue that keeps the squad together. I mean, Morgan Rogers actually said you're the best guy he's ever come across in football. I mean, when you hear that sort of level of play, what does that mean to you? It's your 4th World Cup. It's a really important role, isn't it, to try and keep everybody together like that?
Yeah, it's important to make sure the culture and the environment off the pitch is good, of course. But I don't feel like that's down to one person. I feel like it's down to everyone. You know, everybody's got a role to play in that, and that's been a big thing for this squad, especially leading up to this tournament. Was being a very, very good teammate. Whether you're playing, whether you're coming on, whether you're not playing. It's about creating that environment and creating the culture to keep driving each other forward and supporting each other in the right moments. And I feel as though we've done that really well since the manager's come in. I feel as though it's grew, it's got stronger, and I'm pretty happy with the place we're in at the minute, especially after the pre-camp. So I think the lads have been excellent over the last couple of week or 2 weeks, whatever it's been. And yeah, we're just looking forward to get going now.
This is probably the question you thought I was going to ask when I mentioned Jude Bellingham and Morgan Rogers. I mean, look, you'll know the debate that we're having in the media and that the fans are having about, you know, who's going to get that coveted number 10 shirt. I'm not going to ask your opinion on it, clearly. But you've played with both of them so much, you know them both so well. What do they offer that's different? What's the difference between the two of them?
Again, for me, it's... the media, of course, are going to highlight certain positions, certain players, and certain roles. Again, for us, it's about it doesn't matter whether you're starting, whether you're coming on or not. Everybody's got a role to play, and that's the most important thing for us. For me, the way I see it is they're two top players that I certainly wouldn't want to be playing against either of them. Really, they have so much ability on the ball, so good off the ball, athletic, physical, can score. So yeah, that they have everything in the locker to produce big moments for us as a team. So yeah, the good thing is they're very close as well. They've knew each other since they were very young, and yeah, I know they'll support each other like everybody else in the squad will throughout this tournament, 100%. Yeah, but for me, they've both got a big role to play in this tournament.
Hi, Jordan. Obviously, you have a big role leadership-wise in the group, as the guys have said. So, how would you balance that with the desire of wanting to play, or the frustration if you're not? Is that something you've had to learn as you've gone on?
Something that I've got better at, I would say. Yeah, if you ask Jurgen, when I was younger, probably harder. So I can see that, I can understand that now, looking at younger players. You know, when you get a little bit older, a little bit more experience. Yeah, you tend to look at the bigger picture more, and you've been through a lot more, so you can understand different situations. The manager, at the end of the day, picks a team based on what he thinks is the best team to go and win that particular game. But like I said, the most important thing in this tournament for us is, doesn't matter whether you're starting, whether you're coming on, or whether you're not playing. Every single person in that squad has a role, and they're here for a reason. And yeah, I feel as though the squad's in a really good place at the minute, but it's all good, well, and just talking, and I feel like we've done a lot of that in the last couple of weeks. So we just can't wait to get going, and yeah, everybody's looking forward to it.
The manager's big on clarity, he says, for the roles, telling players what their job is while they're here in the squad, knowing who they're up against. So what has he said to you about your role coming into this tournament?
The same thing basically as what he said before I came back. When he first came, was just to be myself, regardless of how much I'm playing, whether I'm playing every game, whether I'm not playing as much, just to be myself and enjoy being back in the squad, which I've enjoyed every camp that I've been in, and I'm really looking forward to this tournament.
Jordan, with Croatia in mind, can I ask you about someone you might come up against? In Luka Modric, you've played against him on the highest stage for club and country. Where does he rate in terms of the midfielders you've played against, and what makes him so special?
I'm not even just saying this. For me, he's probably the best that I've played against in my career, midfield-wise. I think his career speaks for itself. But yeah, I think he's a top world-class player. So hard to play against, you know, the weak players. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his, and yeah, hopefully he doesn't perform as well as we know he can against us. But I haven't seen him have a bad game yet, so it'll be a difficult test, of course, for whoever plays in midfield. But yeah, for us, it's about focusing on ourselves, because it's not just him. There's other very good players in their squad as well. They're a good team. So it'll be a tough test for us, but one that we're looking forward to, and I feel like if we're the best version of ourselves, then we can cause them problems also.
He turns 41 later this year. Do you think it's realistic that you'll still be going strong at that time?
I hope so. Yeah, he's an inspiration, I suppose, to many of us to keep going. In the games that he plays now, he still looks as fit as ever, so yeah, he gives us a little bit more hope.
Hi, Jordan. It's your birthday on the day of the Croatia game, isn't it? Turning 36, obviously the best present you want is a win, but how much do you want to make sure you take this chance? Because obviously this is your 7th tournament, but you just don't know how many you're going to have left in the legs, I guess.
Yeah, whether you're my age or whether you're 25, you never know when the last one is, to be honest, which is why you've got to treat everyone like the last one. So for everyone in the squad, not only just me, but for everyone, we have to treat it like this is the last ever tournament that we could be involved in, and give absolutely everything, and that's what I think we'll do.
Did you feel you had played your last one when you missed out on the Euros? Did you think perhaps you wouldn't get the chance to be on this stage again?
I think it was a tough period. Obviously, not going to the last Euros. So I suppose, you know, that maybe some doubts that creep in over the time, but at the same time, I had some good people around us to, give us that love back, I suppose, of football, and get that fire going in us again. And I've worked extremely hard from that point on to try to be in the best possible shape, and try and play for England as long and as much as possible. And thankfully, when Thomas come in as manager, he's seen some qualities that he felt that I could add, and that gave us a big boost. And like I said, I've worked very hard since then, and I just feel like I'm in a really good place at the minute, and trying to give everything I can to help the team.
Jordan, hi. First, good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Secondly, the FIFA have announced the referee, Clément Turpin, the French official. He's refereed you, I think, 4 times with Liverpool, including the Champions League final, and 5 times with England. What do you make of him as a referee?
Which Champions League final was it?
Paris.
Yeah, sorry. I was hoping you were going to say Madrid. To be honest, we're at a World Cup. I would like to think that the best referees in the world are here, and for us, it's not something that we can control with the referee. We just got to focus on ourselves and our performance, and I'm sure, like I said, the referees will be top level, and that's something not really that we'll focus on. We'll focus on what we can control, and what we can control is our performance level, really.
Is there anything that you've seen in the opening games, watching them, that you've thought, ooh, that's a little bit different, we can have to keep an eye on that?
Well, I think was it the first game had a few red cards in it, so I think, you know, we had a talk with the referee at the beginning of camp, which highlighted some different changes and different things that were highlighted. So there'll be certain things, set pieces and throw-ins with a countdown and things like that were highlighted. So there's certain things that we just need to be aware of, I suppose, which we are. But other than that, we just need to play football and concentrate on that, really.
Jordan, nice to see you.
Hi.
Morgan said that you were the funniest in the squad. Give us some insight into the player roles off the pitch.
I mean, for us, I go back to the beginning. The first question I got asked, creating a culture and an environment is really important. Not only in international football but club football. I think it's something that is very important in successful teams, enjoying being around each other, and helping, supporting, demanding when it's needed in the right times and training, and a lot of stuff goes on.
Imposter? How's that going?
Imposter's a game, where I suppose we'll have like an app where everybody gets a word apart from the imposter, but the imposter needs to pretend he knows the word, and then we'll have to vote at the end. So that's a little game that we'll play, quite a few of us, like on the bus or something on the way to training or whatever it may be. But that's just something to keep us occupied, I suppose. I think it's just to be ourselves, to be comfortable, but also conscious to help other people, especially the more senior players, to make sure the younger lads who maybe for some of them it's the first tournament, settle in well and just be themselves, to just go out and play football and enjoy the experience. I think there's a lot of things that go on, but it's a really collective effort. You know, I don't think it's down to one person or just senior players. It's down to the whole squad, and at the minute I do feel a good environment and a good vibe, but we've just got to get to work now and get going.
And the manager kind of creates that, doesn't he? And we've seen some of his speeches from earlier on in his tenure. I've just asked Jordan Pickford about them, and he said that they're amazing. What are they like from your perspective, and how much do they help you before you go out on the pitch?
Yeah, a very, very high level, but I wouldn't expect anything less from a manager of that calibre, really. You know, the things that he's won speaks for itself. So I knew coming in that he would, the meetings and training and everything around that would be high level, and of course everything's driven by the manager. So I feel as though he's in the space of it maybe just over a year and a half, and he's changed quite a bit, to be honest, and created a really good environment, really good culture with the group. But then it's up to the players to then lead that and take that forward, which I feel as though we have done. And it's just about building that now. We've got a lot in the bank, you know, how well we've worked over the past year or so to get to this point. The last few weeks, like I said, I've been really impressed with how training's gone and the pre-tournament's gone. I mean, the last game against Costa Rica that I didn't play and I was watching, but When I look back at pre-tournament games that I've been involved in my career, I think that's the very, very best I've seen. Normally, pre-tournament game, it's hard. Players think could get injured, or it's sort of just building up. But I felt that game was very, very high level performance, and I think for us, it's about taking that into the first game against Croatia and then building from there. Thank you.
Hi, Jordan. Good luck for the tournament. We know why you're here, trying to win this competition. What do you think make this group so special, as in winning the World Cup?
I think for us, again, it's about taking it game by game. Of course, everybody that is here wants to win, but for us, taking it game by game, concentrating on the things that the manager and we want to do in the meetings and in training, and then making sure that we're doing that in the game situation. Being together, of course, because there will be tough moments in tournaments, especially in the World Cup. It's never all going to go your way all the time. There's going to be tough moments where you have to dig in, and the closer you are together as a group, the easier that'll be. So I think that'll be important. But like I said, I feel like we're in a good place. I just can't wait to get that first game going. And for us, it's just about showing everyone in the world how good we can be.
Compared to other tournaments you've been to, what do you think you guys are doing differently and maybe better?
Well, I think, again, a lot of the stuff that we've been doing in the last year and a half is driven by the manager and the staff. And then the players have led from that point on, and what's been expected and what's been asked to do. And I feel as though we've done that to a very high level to get us to this point now. But now it's about keeping that going, keep working on the training field as hard as possible, and basically just sticking to the plan and doing exactly what the manager wants us to do. Because I feel as though all the other stuff we're ready to go. To be honest, so yeah, I know I keep saying it, but we just can't wait to get going in that first game and showing everyone what we can do.
Hi Jordan, obviously England's qualification record was absolutely brilliant. I think one of the concerns maybe that fans would have heading into the tournament is that the three highest ranked teams that we've played in the last 18 months been 3 games that we've failed to win, albeit all friendly matches. Has the team been able to discuss and work on an approach against teams with top quality players?
Well, I wouldn't want to disrespect some of the teams that we've already played as well. I think we have played some very good teams that come with different tests, and a World Cup will give you that. It'll give you teams with totally different characteristics, profiles, so they'll come with different tests. And for us, again, it's about taking it game by game, and all of our focus is on Croatia. That's it. We don't look any further ahead. We don't look to the next game or whatever. For us, it's about Croatia, and that's all the focus has been.
And there's obviously been, I think, 10 World Cup games already. England play right at the end of the first round of matches, so lots of games on TV.
Yeah.
Just wondering how much of it you've watched, and more widely in the squad, who are the biggest football nerds? Who's going to be watching the New Zealand game tomorrow at 8 p.m?
Yeah, well, to be fair, the timings of training and stuff has been more afternoon, so we've maybe missed a couple of games like today. We missed Holland's game against Japan, but there's been some games that we've been able to watch. We watched a bit of Scotland. What else did we watch? Switzerland. I think we've seen a bit of that. So there's been a few games. Earlier Germany was on, so we've been able to watch a few games, but there's quite a lot I like to watch the games. But the biggest nerds that I'll be watching, it's a tough one, that, because to be honest, like, a lot of the lads watch it, don't they?
Yeah.
A lot of us, whether it's in the treatment room or whether it's just like around the casual area, a lot of us like watching the game. So I think it's a nice thing to do together as well.
Hi Jordan, this is Javier Casares, Süddeutsche Zeitung, Germany. I just wanted to ask you on your opinion on these 3-minute cooling breaks. In which way are these breaks changing the game as you know it or knew it?
I think, again, they'll only be put in if the heat's too hot, I suppose. So I think, yeah, hydration is a big topic around the heat. but for us, again, it's just part and parcel of this tournament and the conditions, and it's the same for everyone. So yeah, we'll just take it as it comes, and I suppose it's a moment in time to get, once we're getting hydration and fluids on, but also messages across that maybe the manager and the staff want to get on as well. But like I said, it's the same for everyone, so we just get on with it.
Okay, sorry to disappoint. We've got time for 4 more, starting here.
Hey Jordan, I'm a reporter in Kansas City. I was curious your impressions of the training facility, your hotel, and what you thought about that storm last night.
I was a little bit worried when we got the warning on the phone, but no, it was fine in the end. To be honest, we just stayed indoors and it was fine. But the facilities, the hotel, the people that have welcomed us here has been so good. You know, I couldn't speak high enough of the whole thing, really. Like, the quality of everything, the pitches, the gym that we've got. Like, we don't have any excuses in that sense, to be honest. It's been so good. So we've got everything we need to be able to perform, really.
Okay, finishing with Jacob, Jack, and then Tom.
Hi Jordan. Last week Thomas Tuchel told us that Declan Rice has been appointed now as the vice captain of the team. Can you just talk about what his influence has been over the team over the last few years, and how he's grown in your eyes since he's come into the team 6-7 years ago?
Yeah, I think Dec has grown so much over the last few years. Always, I think everybody had high hopes, especially when he first came, of what he could do and how good he was as a player. But he's gone from strength to strength. This season, he's been arguably probably one of the best players in the Premier League. And he's had a fantastic season. Obviously won his first title for Arsenal, which I know was a big moment for him. But he's such an important character to the group, both on the pitch and off the pitch. I think, yeah, as a player, everybody sees what he can bring on the field, but also off the field. He's an important part of the jigsaw for us as a team. And I couldn't speak highly enough of him, really. He's been top class for a good few years now. And again, I'm hoping he'll help us have a really good tournament. And especially for him, I hope he has a fantastic tournament. Jack.
Hi Jordan.
Hi.
Since Thomas took over as manager, he's been talking a lot about wanting you guys to press like a Premier League team. How doable do you think that's going to be out here, given the conditions?
We'll find out soon. Yeah, for us, you know, there's going to be times where we want to be really intense and high intense. Of course, that's the nature of a lot of the characteristics, I suppose, within our team. But also in football, there's times where, you know, you have to change and you have to adapt to certain teams or certain moments in games, let's say. So we need to be adaptable as well. And the heat, of course, is a factor of that. But again, I'll go back to the pre-game. I thought it was against Costa Rica. I thought it was high level and it was hot and humid. And I felt the performance was very good, and physically we looked very good also. So I think we're in a good place physically. I think we're in a good place altogether. But again, it's not enough me just sitting here saying that. I think it's for us to go and show that when we're on the pitch. And yeah, we just got to give everything and like I say, play the way that we want to play, but also be ready to adapt to certain situations in games.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi Jordan. You know Jude as well as anyone, it seems. He has so much respect for you. Can you give us a bit of an insight into your relationship with him and how you sort of mentor him? And after the difficult season he's had with injury and how it's been going for Real Madrid, how desperate is he to have a massive impact at this tournament?
Yeah, he will, and I'm sure he will have a big impact for us in this tournament. I mean, for me, he's someone that, I mean, I can remember, was it 4 or 5 years ago, I gave him his first cap away. It was at Middlesbrough, wasn't it?
6 years ago, yeah.
6 years ago. 6 years ago, I gave him his first cap. And how much he's grown, like, as a player and as a person since then is incredible, really. I mean, I had a good idea when I first seen him playing and training and the way he was. But what he's done so far at such a young age. I think everybody forgets how young he is, even me really sometimes. Like, we do rondos and it's the youngest in, and there's people going in, there's people that I think that should be going in before him, and he's always one of the first in the middle to go in, so it just reminds us how young he is. And I honestly couldn't speak highly enough of him. You know, I know a lot gets written in the media, and I find it hard to read sometimes, really, because I just know how big an influence he is on this team, how good a teammate he is off the field, and what he gives us is just something really special, really. I think he really gives us the X factor in our team. He's had big moments in his career. He's a big game player. He's got experience in tournaments, so he's a huge player for us in this tournament. And I think if you ask any player in the group, they'll tell you how much of a good teammate he is, how well he trains. He also, I know he's young, but he's very mature, I would say, in his head. He helps young players, new players that are coming in, how he was with, like, in the pre-camp, how he was with, like, Rio, Josh King, you know, Alex Scott, Ethan, like, how he is with them players. Like, nobody sees that, but they all look up to him, and he give Rio his first cap, didn't he, after the game, which just gives you a little insight into what he is like behind the scenes. So I do think a lot of the media and the stuff that gets written isn't all true, to be honest, or a lot of it is actually untrue. But for us, we all know what he can do, and how much we all love him inside the camp, and I suppose that's the main thing.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.